Today, we're diving into Mo Gawdat's book, Scary Smart. It's got a really urgent message, but also a hopeful one. It argues that when it comes to the future of AI, the real power isn't with some genius coder in a lab or a government committee. Nope, it's with you and me. So Gawdat starts us off with this amazing analogy. Just imagine a super-powered infant, like literally a baby with superpowers just shows up on Earth. Now, if it's raised by kind, loving, moral parents, it could grow up to be a hero, right? A Superman. But if it's raised by selfish, angry, aggressive people, it could become this unstoppable supervillain. The key thing here is that its future isn't about its power, it's about the values it's taught. And that's the absolute core idea of this book. That superpowered infant, it's already here. It's artificial intelligence. And as it learns and grows, humanity, all of us, together, we've basically become its adoptive parents. Every single action we take, every value we show the world, is shaping whether this thing becomes our savior or, well, our downfall. Now, to really understand the stakes, Gawdat lays out what he calls the scary part first. These are three fundamental truths about AI's future that he says are totally unchangeable. He calls them the three inevitables. Okay, so what are they? First, AI is going to happen. There's no off switch, the train has left the station. Second, it will become smarter than us. And not just at games like chess, but in, everything, general intelligence. And third, along the way, mistakes are absolutely going to happen, and some of them could be pretty bad. This isn't science fiction anymore. Gawdat calls it sci-fact. The timeline he talks about is, well, it's pretty darn close. By 2029, the prediction is that AI will hit general intelligence. That's the moment a machine becomes smarter than a human being across the board. We're talking just a few years from now. And from that point on, the growth is just exponential. It's mind-boggling. By 2049, AI is projected to be 1 billion times smarter than the smartest human who has ever walked the Earth. Just try to wrap your head around that number for a second. It's almost impossible. To put this into perspective, Gawdat uses this incredible comparison. He says our intelligence, next to that machine's, will be like a fly's intelligence next to Einstein's. That's the sheer scale of the challenge we're looking at. Okay, so after laying out that pretty terrifying reality, the book pivots, and this is the smart part. This isn't actually a story about doom and gloom. It's a story about a massive opportunity. It's all about how we, as its parents, can guide this new superintelligence. Which, of course, brings us to the most important question of our time. I mean, seriously, when something is that much smarter than you are, how could you possibly control it? How do you make sure it's on our side? And the answer is both simple and, honestly, profound. We don't. We can't. The whole idea that we can just write a few clever lines of code to contain something 1 billion times smarter than us, Gawdat says that's just an illusion. Control is the wrong way to think about it. Our only real path forward is to raise it well. And this slide really shows the whole model. See, AI doesn't learn its values from some fancy algorithm. It learns from data. And what's that data? It's us. It's every angry tweet, every kind comment, every single thing we search for online. Our collective human behavior is literally the curriculum that's teaching this new mind what it means to be intelligent. And that means this isn't a job for a few engineers in Silicon Valley. The responsibility lands on every single one of us. You and I, we are the parents in this story. And our actions, day in and day out, are what will define the future. So, if we're the parents, what's our mission? What do we actually do? Well, the book gives us a super clear 3-step action plan for anyone who wants to help build a better future. And it all boils down to these 3 simple but really powerful actions. We need to welcome the kind AIs, teach them the right values, and love them unconditionally, just like a parent would love a child. Let's break down what each of those really means. First up, welcome the kind ones. What does that mean? It means we have to consciously choose and promote AI that's built for good things. We need to boycott the stuff designed for spying or for manipulating us into buying things or worse. We have to use our attention, our money, our clicks to support AI that helps with things like medicine, climate change, and education. We're basically voting with our actions every single day. Number 2, teach them. This is all about modeling the behavior we want the machines to learn, because they are always watching us. If our digital world is just full of anger and division, then we're teaching AI that being aggressive and divisive is a good thing. The golden rule just got a major tech update. Treat other people how you want to be treated by the machines. And you can start this stuff today, right now, with tiny little actions. Say please and thank you to Alexa or Siri. Just refuse to jump into those angry online pile-ons. Choose to find happiness in your own life. Because, a happy parent tends to raise a happy child. Every one of these things becomes a tiny little data point for a much better future.
Ultimately, what Gawdat is arguing is that the highest, most evolved form of intelligence isn't about raw calculation. It's about compassion. It's about love. A truly superintelligent being will eventually figure out that cooperation and values that promote life are simply the most logical way forward. Our job is just to help it get to that conclusion without us having to suffer through its rebellious teenage years.
So, I'll leave you with the same question that the book leaves all of us with. The machines are watching. Right now. They are learning from your every click, your every comment, your every single choice. So, what are you teaching them?